Good morning. Today we'd like to update you about a project currently happening in Year 6 where the children are using virtual reality technology to help them with their creative writing. I'd like to introduce you to Asha. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what's happening.
So we've been using these, which are virtual reality headsets, and so they've got buttons on the sides to help out navigation where you want to go on the actual program itself, but you put your head over it, no, under it, so like this, and then you look through a pair of goggles almost like this, these, and so what happens is the teacher sets like a program up, so we've been doing swimming with sharks in Cuba this time, but there'll be other ones, and so you look through the pair of goggles and then you can actually experience what it's like.
That sounds amazing. So if I'm right, Asha, you've used these to watch something happening in reality, and then you've been using something else to give you ideas. Can you tell us what that has been?
That's called a descriptosaurus, and it gives you ideas for like if you're planning your writing. So it gives you like different like settings. So if you want to go for say like a beach, it gives you like great words and phrases and sentences for what you can describe the beach.
That's amazing. Well, we're really excited to be involved in this new project. The writing has been quite remarkable, and so we're really looking forward to using these on a regular basis and further developing the children's writing. Well, I'm going to have a quick look at what's happening with these sharks, and I'm going to hand you over to Asha now, who's actually going to read you some of the writing, totally unaided, that's been produced by using these goggles, using a resource to help get some ideas, and then just writing for 10 minutes. I think you'll be amazed. Thank you, Asha.
The Blue Lagoon. Paralysed, my voice was shrill and harsh, and I couldn't focus on the turbulent beast circling me like I was already dead. Fear choked me in its murderous hands, and the smile on my face dropped like a theatrical mask. In my head, words were a jumbled stream, one after another, capturing the fear, but it wouldn't work. The beast's eyes burned through my skin, reaping my soul, and the fear felt like 100 spiders scuttling down my neck and into my clothes. Nobody would notice, would they? I knew about the beast's teeth. They were like barbed wire inside a bone-crushing trap. And then fear seized me in its jaws. I howled in my head like a wounded dog, and I said in a strong voice, "This is the end."
Thank you, Asha. That was amazing. All the children in Year 6 will eventually get the opportunity to use this technology. Here's some other examples of the work that's already been completed just today.
The Meg. With a venomous crafty stare, his bloodshot eyes, the size of headlights, stayed on me. He was the mighty 12-foot juicy Meg. His frantic jerky movement chilled my spine. Paralysed by fear, he slowly manoeuvred towards me. His sneering shout made the vivid blue water above me vibrate in separate sections. Alone, you could hear the silent and motionless sea sucking and slapping against the mushy golden beach. On its belly, his jaws snapped vigorously as the fish floated across my face and the Meg's. I thought I was dead, but I was saved by a net.
The deep, murky depths survival. Numb and paralysed with fear, sick with fear, all alone, deep sea diving. I suddenly stopped with horror struck as the blood-striking creature glided towards me. As the prickle of fear reached the bottom of my spine, I cautiously circled my lower limbs, agitated to move too rapidly for fear of drawing the skin-ripping shark. Whilst the turbulent waves dashed past me, chomping on innocent fish, my mouth twisted into a scream that never came out. Petrified, dread swept through me like a tidal wave as I swept over the scene in front of her, and her face froze in terror. Shocked at what I was seeing, shivers tore down my spine and racked my body. Am I ever going to get out alive? Does anyone know where I am? My heart is beating painfully, bad and fast, banging against my ribs. Feeling uncomfortable, the 12-foot razor-toothed monster went past me. Terrifyingly, The killing monstrous creature thrust through the water like a deadly torpedo, searching for its prey.
Sick with fear, alone, I was deep sea diving and then I gazed at it. The shark was circling around me. Its eyes seemed to drive a sharp blade of fear into me. My body was frozen. The turbulent waves tossing me around. I clenched my eyes tight in the hope that I was dreaming and would wake up at any moment. But this was reality, and very disturbing too. I regained the movement of my body, thrashing my arms around the choppy waters, but it was no use. My energized limbs got tangled in the long seaweed, and I accepted impending doom. I closed my eyes and let my body go limp, bracing for my traumatizing fate. As the shark approached, I wondered how people that I loved would cope and what I would miss out on before I knew it, darkness.
Stay dead still. Struck dead with terror, the dark, cold water swooshed against my body, which was numb and paralysed by fear, as the monstrous great white shark circled around me. Every nerve in my body warned me not to move a muscle. There would be consequences deeper than you could imagine. The icy grey depths of the ocean knew my fate as it was getting ready to swallow me up. As the fifth shark brushed past my face, my heart was beating painfully fast and was banging against my ribs.